Mineplex! I didn't think I'd need to do this. I haven't played on your server for over a year now, and then I seen this. Come on! I told you to do all of this 1 year ago. I said all of this in any of the rants. Like here, there's no categories, there's no headings. There's nowhere to find out where I'm meant to go. Here. Or even here. This video will be about all the hate and support that was given to me because of these rants, as well as some information that backs up the claims I made a year ago. So, on with the video. See, the difference here is, having too much quality is not a bad thing, though having far too much quantity can be. Now compare this to Mineplex. The quality has improved in some situations, although minimized in others, but everything has increased in size, from the hub to the complexity of games, meaning it makes the whole server more difficult to understand. Oh, and maybe I could use the tutorial. Where's the tutorial? The Dominant update was very similar in size, however, that focused on one very specific area, of course, Dominant, not the backbone of the server or even the more popular games. Of course it's not important to you, someone who has played on the server over a year and understands what games there are and how to play them. But for someone just joining the server, it would be so useless due to the bad organisation. I've already explained that the amount of detail can be a bad thing for some, but the main issue I had with the lobby was the size. The design in my opinion was bad also, but I didn't care about that. The hub should make people feel welcome, not annoyed or frightened. Yes, you're correct, the good medium would be to have both, which many players would argue with that they need the server for other things, but during this time, remember, Type Wars was still a thing, which was impeccably bad, and Bawk Bawk battles had either a very small amount of players playing it, or it was so bugged that it gave the first place victory to someone else when someone won.
What?
If the compass was such a versatile method, then there'd be no need for a hub in the first place. The whole point of a hub is to have a place where new people can look through the selection of games and meet new people. And without one, there would be no area for people to ask questions without going into specific game lobbies. And again, to prove my point, that sentence was given to me by someone in the community. Now, this is all well and good, however. As stated before, the whole point is for new people to look through the selection of games. But there's no categories, there's no headings, there's nowhere to find out where I'm meant to go. And for the Skywars comment here, if you don't like it then don't play it, which is what I imagine it was supposed to say, then okay, I don't play it, and haven't played a full Mineplex game since last year, excluding the Bedrock version or research for this video. I guess your point is valid. Gwen was a community needed feature, but something that I think the community didn't want was the countless fake kicks and bans that Gwen gave people. Although no worries, it was reported that you fixed the random kick issue, yet people are still getting it, aren't they? I never once stated that the community hated the new Skywars. The video was generally about my opinion, so I don't know why a respected mod would look at it and think that the video represented the whole community, because of course, it doesn't. There is far too many threads about bridges, which will be linked in the description if you want to read them, but one I'll touch on is this one. Of course the point of the thread was to help him design a map, but the title still remains. How big is too big? And it's a valid question, as I believe the maps are getting far too big for the players. When I originally said that, I had other aspects in mind, such as asking the community about potential updates before they came out, and as stated here, just different ways of becoming better. That is not what I meant by censoring either. I understand if Mineplex warns someone for saying, Mineplex copied insert other server name here, but what I just said proves my point. I should be able to make an example without the thread getting locked, or in the case of Mineplex Rant Part 2, being deleted or just outright removed. Your example of Berserker being able to jump across almost the whole map is a bit exaggerated. Berserker leaps will get you 11 blocks without sprinting, and 15 while sprint jumping. The shortest distance between two islands is in Volcanic Island, which is 35 blocks, meaning even with sprint jumping, Berserker Leap will not even get you halfway there. And I never once mentioned gameplay in any of my rants except Skyward. I shouldn't be the one to tell you that a question mark should not make the difference between a thread being considered clickbait or not. Here's an extract of the rule which clearly states the title of your thread should be a summary of the content of it. Is Mineplex dead may have been somewhat clickbait, but it did accurately sum up the point of the thread and video, meaning it was not misleading in the slightest. Those who clicked on the video wanted to see the reasons why I thought Mineplex was dead and got what they wanted. Although, you can't honestly tell me that nearly all Mineplex hot threads are not clickbaiting. Take this one for example, how to get eternal rank on Mineplex for free. As you can clearly see, the video is fake, and it even says so in the notes section of the thread, and you probably noticed that it is locked, which goes against my point slightly. Oh wait, it was locked for necro posting. As for the Bedrock edition, I actually really enjoyed playing on it. Well, when it wasn't completely bugged. All I have to say about that is, once the bugs are fixed, then the Mineplex Bedrock edition would be a really fun server to play on. Period.